Hi, welcome back to Artfully Organized. Today's all about table caddies and how to use them to bring order to the art room. We're gonna DIY some caddies on a budget and also look at innovative ways to use them in the art room. We have some shopping and organizing to do, so let's go. Hi, I'm Paula Leese and I'm an art teacher in Maryland. Welcome to the Art of Education University's Artfully Organized, where we provide tips, tricks, and hacks to help bring order to your art room, while also addressing some of the challenges and complexities that come with art room organization. We'd love for you to like this video if you enjoy it, and to hit subscribe so you don't miss a future episode. Caddies are also great for storing and organizing all of your table necessities. This includes essentials like pencils, erasers, scissors, and glue. By organizing all of these supplies that students use on a daily basis into a caddy and leaving them in the center of the table, your students have quick and easy access to what they need during class. One way you can use caddies in the art room is to organize your materials by color. In the front of my room, I have caddies. They are all a different color, and inside each caddy are a variety of materials that are that color. If we look at my blue caddy, I have all things blue in here. I have colored pencils, crayons, oil pastels, markers. That way, when a student is working on a project, and for example, they need a light blue colored pencil and they can't find one in their bin, they're able to just walk up to the front, get that exact shade of blue that they need to then use in their artwork. Table caddies can also be helpful for organizing different projects. By gathering all of the materials that you need for a project and placing them in a table caddy, students have easy access to the supplies they need throughout the project. It also helps maintain organization and also promote independence for students.
You can see that there's a number of supplies in each of these table boxes, and there's one at all 6 of my tables. There should be enough for everyone to use at least one of the supplies at a time. I have my sponges, old paintbrushes for the slip, rollers if they need it, ribbon tools, smaller ribbon tools, and then the wooden tools as well. And then there's always going to be a large car wash sponge in case there's any large messes that need to be cleaned up.
Hi there, today I'm gonna go shopping for some art caddies. I'm gonna visit a couple different stores and look at lots of different options, so hopefully you might find something that will work for you and your classroom. Let's go. My first stop is Target. So I'm at my Target's local seasonal section. I noticed that they have this white caddy here. It looks like they also had a blue one. So now I'm in the gardening section and I noticed that they have these planters. You could screw a couple of them onto a wall. You could maybe put some yarn, other things in there. That way, if you have limited counter space or table space, it's just an alternative. So these reusable food containers are what I currently use for my DIY mixed media caddies. There's lots of different sizes, different shapes. They have lids on them. I really like these because they're transparent and there's lots of different options in terms of sizes. Here is a great option for a caddy. This one is 2 layers that clasp together. There's also a handle. This top layer has 6 different compartments, and then the bottom compartment is just 1. I really like these pantry bins because they are clear. I've used these before in the past. I know they're made for sodas, but I've had them on shelves and students are able to grab supplies and put them back. So this is a great option, although it is a little bit more expensive. I like these pantry bins because they are clear, and these actually have little lids so you can even stack some supplies. You could also use these that are made for forks and other kitchenware. They have this other one here. It just provides some different option sizes to keep things separate. So these bins are very similar to the bins that I use for my acrylic paint caddies. This is about the same size with the handles. However, these also come with lids. Here is a great portable caddy. They are these tiered carts, so you can actually put supplies in, and they have these little bins. So these actually hook on to the side to give you more room and more space. They also have containers that you can place inside. Another option is to use shower caddies. So there's 2 different sizes here. The holes might be good, especially if you need to clean them. So these clear storage bins are really great. These are originally meant for shoes. There's some different sizes, and you can place different cups and bins and organizers inside to keep your supplies ready for centers or whatever you're using them for. All right, so I got my items and I'm gonna head over to the next place. My next stop is Dollar Tree. So one great thing about Dollar Tree is that they have a lot of the same types of bins and containers that you can find at Target, but just at a much more affordable price point. They have these small toolboxes with lots of space. So this would be a great affordable option for a caddy as well. They also have these great containers. These are meant for hardware storage, but they're actually really great to put in beads and gems and to organize all of those smaller items. They also have these larger shower caddies, and they also have these small mini ones that are actually meant for utensils. Overall, Dollar Tree had a lot of the same things that I saw at Target, just at a lower price point, and also the quality was a little bit different. That's just something to consider, affordability versus durability. One thing that I've seen other art educators use in the past for caddies are these cake carriers. So you can put things like paint, glaze, anything that needs to stay wet, and just snap the lid on whenever you're done. And that way those materials stay wet and then you can reuse them. They also have something similar for deviled eggs. This is something you've tried before. Leave a comment below and let us know how that went. So another great place that I recommend visiting is the Container Store. I didn't go today, but I have gone in the past. It's really great to find specialty items. So if you're not able to find exactly what you're looking for at places like Target or Dollar Tree, I recommend looking at the Container Store. You can visit in person or online. They do have an educator discount. I highly recommend signing up for it. It's anywhere from 15 to 25% off. So these are the caddy options that I purchased today. This first item I got is a stackable organizer. The top has 6 small compartments. The bottom is just one large one. There's a handle, they connect. I also got at Target this larger white bin. So it is a sturdy plastic. There's a lid. On the inside, I purchased these smaller organizers. Then I also got a similar white container from the Dollar Tree. So this one looks similar size and shape. However, the price point is very, very different. The container I got at Target was about $10, whereas this one was only $1.25. So big price difference. However, the Target one did come with a lid, which I like to be able to stack things and for organization. However, the Dollar Tree one does not have a lid. Before I assemble all of my art caddies, the first thing that I did is that I went into Canva and I made new labels for each of these kits. As you can see, I made one for sewing, printmaking, and jewelry. I have the name of the kit written in English and in Spanish. Again, that's because I teach at a two-way immersion school. If you teach at a school where students speak multiple languages, you might want to incorporate those languages in your labels as well. I also have a picture or visual that correlates to what is inside the kit. That way students that maybe still are struggling with reading, they're still able to visually see what is inside each of these kits. I went ahead and printed these out already. I'm gonna cut these out now and use them for the labels for the art caddies I'm gonna put together right now. The first caddy I'm gonna put together is for sewing. I got this 2-tiered organizer. Right now, I have this as my current sewing caddy situation. It's just one larger bin and things just stacked on top. So this is some quilt batting that some students are using for quilting. I'm gonna fold this, put it in the bottom. I also have these directions and I also have a pair of fabric scissors. I'm then gonna put the second tier on top. Currently, my needles are inside this piece of styrofoam. I'm just gonna take these all off and put them in one of these compartments. And instead of having all of the embroidery thread, I'm just gonna put a select few in here by color. Now, this is so much more neat and organized. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I'm gonna stick this here on the front and I'm gonna use some clear packaging tape just to secure it. And now I have my finished Sewing caddy. I am now going to put together my printmaking caddy. This is what I currently have set up for my printmaking center. It's just 2 clear plastic bins stacked on top of one another. The top bin has all of my printmaking materials and supplies, and underneath are all of my printmaking papers. It is all here, but it's really kind of messy and a little bit disorganized. This is a white bin with handles on the side as well as a lid that I got at Target. On the inside are 2 of the 3 organizer bins that I had gotten as well. And I'm also going to use a pencil bin. This is just an old one that I already had. I am going to organize this for 2 different sorts of printmaking. The first, I'm going to put all of my etching supplies, so my needle tools, the clear plastic sheets, as well as styrofoam sheets. These are gonna go in one. In the other one, I'm going to put my linoleum, as well as my linoleum cutters. And in this pencil bin, I'm gonna organize and put some papers. A couple of these printmaking sheets, put them in here and close it. And on top of that, I can now put the rest of my printmaking supplies, my ink, my brayer, my Baron, palette knife, and inking plate all here. As you can see, it is so much more neat and organized in here. I'm gonna put the lid on, and the last thing I need to do is just stick my label on the outside, and I have my new printmaking caddy. Finally, I'm gonna put together my jewelry making caddy. As you can see here, these are all of the supplies that normally are used for jewelry making: buttons, beads, wire cutters, all of these things. They're kind of, right now at the moment, all over the place in my room. Here I have the bin that I got from the Dollar Tree, this larger white bin. I also got this little tiny caddy that is normally used for utensils, as well as an extra bin that came from that 3-pack that I used in the printmaking caddy. I'm gonna use one of these. And finally, my hardware storage bin. As you can see, I've already put in beads, buttons. I love how all of these little compartments are here, so you can organize beads by color, the type, shape, just to make it a lot easier for students to find and use. I'm gonna put this in the very bottom of my bin. Next, I'm gonna take this white container and I'm gonna put all of my wire in here. So I'm gonna put my aluminum wire, I have some gold wire. I also have these colored wires, these necklace chains, and I'm gonna put all of these in the caddy. I'm now gonna add the wire cutters as well as pliers and a pair of scissors. And on the other side, I'm gonna put all of my heat shrink plastic. They're gonna fit right in there. And then this is gonna go into the larger caddy. The only thing I have left to do is to stick my label on, and now it's ready for students to use. I hope you're inspired and maybe have a new idea of a way that you can use caddies in the art room. If you have something that works really well for you and you wanna share it with others, leave it in the comments below. You can even use caddies for early finishers and to organize them by activity. That way students can take an entire caddy with them to their seat. For more ideas on early finisher activities, check out episode 5 coming soon. Check out the description box below for an article on how to reassess and reorganize your art supplies using caddies. Here's a look at my DIY mixed media supply caddies. Each one of these caddies is actually a box top that we got from the front office. Inside, I have little cups with different supplies and materials organized. Here I have some containers, so these are a little bit more shallow. These are old glaze jars that I just washed and reused. I kept the lid. Here's another size container. These are old strawberry containers. I've got a large plastic cup. During class, I'm able to actually pull this out. This is a folding table. I unfold the table and I put out all of these materials in the center of the room so that they're easily accessible for my artists. I call this my supply store. The great thing is at the end of class, all of these boxes stack. So I'm able to stack these and put them away, and then fold up the table and get ready for my next class right after. This is how I use Caddies to store and distribute acrylic paint. So I like to have one of these Caddies for each table. And inside each one of these are the 3 primary colors, as well as white, black, and brown. Inside is a plastic lid, which I just used for their paint palettes, as well as a color wheel that shows them how to make the secondary and tertiary colors on the back, as well as a special set of paint brushes that are just for acrylic paint. And at the end, whenever they are all done, everything goes back in here and they're easily able to carry it and put it away at the end of art. Hey art teachers, look at all the amazing Caddies we made today. We'd love to know how you make and use Caddies in the art room in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on so that you don't miss our next episode, where we'll discuss ways to organize all of those hidden elements such as curriculum, scope and sequence, vocabulary, learning objectives, and more. See you soon.